Hey guys, Jonathan here, and today we're taking a look at the $300 LEGO Stranger Things Creel House, which LEGO sent me early to review. This set has 2,593 pieces, 13 exclusive minifigs, almost all of which have brand new torsos and many of which have new heads, and a $300 price tag when it comes out January 1st, 2026. If you buy the set on release day, it also comes with a GWP of the Squawk radio station, until supplies are sold out, of course. And overall, this set is truly amazing. I love Stranger Things, and I think this set is remarkable. Especially the play feature where when we pull the trees apart, the entire house comes apart just like the show, and it is absolutely remarkable. So then you can just push the trees together, and the house goes back to normal. I've never seen a LEGO set with functionality quite like this, especially at this scale, and it is absolutely masterful. So without further ado, let's start breaking down everything that comes in this awesome set. With so many minifigs to cover, we'll cover them two at a time, and we'll start with Will and Dustin. These minifigs are absolutely great, and pretty much every minifig in this set has a new and exclusive torso, and many of them have new and exclusive heads, which is the case for Will and Dustin. Of course, the face I'm showing for Will has his super-powered eyes from that episode 4, which was just amazing, but we can flip it around and you can see he does have a calm face as well. Looks really, really great. And Dustin brings back that hat-hair combo piece that debuted in Stranger Things all those years ago with the very first Dustin minifigure. But this time, of course, it's the yellow and black hat with the hair coming out of the back. And the head can be flipped around for, kind of a more just regular smile expression face. I do have to say, I don't think that this face is quite as expressive as Dustin's face in the original. Just feels a little bit more generic. But I do feel like the face for Will works really, really well, and I think both minifigs work really well, don't get me wrong. I just think that of all the Stranger Things minifigs, that original Dustin has got to be one of the best of them all. Up next, we have Lucas and Max, both great minifigs once again, and I love that all these torsos are exclusive. The Squawk torso for Lucas is so great. That'd be awesome just for, making Stranger Things customs of just random people that live in Hawkins. And, of course, Max has the outfit on that we see her in, the mind layer. I don't know what you would call it, but anyways, in the mind cave, I guess we'll call it. That's using our mind. Anyways, I love the hairpiece used for Lucas. It's so accurate. And of course, we do have some reversible heads here as well. I believe both heads are brand new for this set too, if I'm not mistaken, which is really, really great. But overall, awesome minifigs. You can see they've got their flashlight accessories, and I love these two. Mike and 11 are our next duo of minifigs, both of which look really great. 11 uses this hair that I haven't seen in a set in quite some time, at least the sets that I pick up, so that's pretty cool. I think it's the same hair that was used on Padme from some time ago, but maybe the bun in the back is different. Regardless, no matter what, it's a newer piece, if not new for this set. Not 100% sure. Anyways, new torsos all around, and the dual molded legs for 11 are really, really awesome. Great for her likeness in the show. You guessed it. Both of them do have reversible heads, which are really great. And I will say, when it comes to Mike, I really like that the new version really looks like a more grown-up version of the Mike from the original set. So when we flip the heads around again, I'll go ahead and flip the original Mike's head around. It just looks like that figure grew up a lot. They kept the freckles and everything, and it just works really, really well for me. Here we have Mr. What's-It and Holly, which is honestly kind of crazy that they put this in a LEGO set, but regardless, it is absolutely great. Mr. What's-It has a little pocket watch here, and Holly has the kaleidoscope from the first couple episodes there, which is really great. What's crazy about Mr. What's-It is he uses the original Superman S-curl hairpiece that's been recolored in this blonde color, and we also got it in black earlier this year in the Wicked sets, but we didn't get the S-curl piece on Superman in the set that came out in January. It's just crazy. But anyways, Mr. What's-It actually does not have a reversible head, but Holly does. However, Holly's head isn't new or exclusive here or anything. She does have this yellow cape, which looks nice. It's a short cape. Haven't seen one of those in a while. As well as a blue skirt piece, which is brand new for this set. Both of them do have brand new and exclusive torsos. And what's wild is Holly's torso has so much detail. Like, she has the little figure that Mike made for her around her neck, as well as the Boy Scout, like, scarf thing that she gets in the episodes from the new season. So that's cool. And, of course, I'll go ahead and move that cape around so you can see she does have printing on the back, too, with the Scouts logo. So, overall, Holly might be one of the most detailed minifigs in this entire set. Well, there's one minifig that's more detailed than her, but we're saving him for last. I'm sure you can guess who that is. The only other thing I wanted to say is Mr. Whatsit does come with a brown fedora hat that the instructions actually tell you to place in the set. We'll look at that in a little bit later, but it is nice that he has that fedora because we do see him wear that in the show, and it looks great in minifig form. Here we have Nancy and Jonathan, my name twin, and these two turned out really great as well. Nancy has a new head, but Jonathan reuses that same head that's been used on like lots of Star Wars troopers, and just kind of like generic movie characters over the years. Honestly, if there's one character in this set that I think needed a reused head, or could be one you used a reused head for, it's definitely this one. I think it works really well. The hairpiece and the new torso are definitely welcomed, and Nancy does have a reversible head, which is really nice. Love that big, giant, like, kind of, you know, frizzly hairpiece as well. Looks really, really great and works so well for the character, and honestly, I think both of these turned out really well. This is Steve and Robin, who are both wearing the same color jeans. And, of course, I believe both of these heads have been reused from other, you know, figures as well. The Robin head definitely was used on Captain Marvel from the Marvel sets. And I'm not sure if the Steve head has been used before. It just looks generic enough that I would believe it if it was. But I do have to say, the only thing in this set I'm not crazy about is Steve's hair. I do like that they went for that piled up look for it. I do think that they did a good job of that. I just don't really like it. It's almost too cartoony for Steve, and I will definitely be changing it in a custom minifigure showcase coming here soon. Anyways, I do like that Robin comes with a brick, because of course that's how they get into the Creel House in Season 4. She throws a brick through the window, so I like that quite a bit. And both figures do have those new torsos, which are really nice, so great figs all around, but, you know, like I said, the heads are a little generic and reused, but they work just fine, honestly. Here we have Vecna, who, of course, is the MVP of this set. He's the only figure to get arm printing and the only figure to get leg printing if you don't count the legs from 11. That being said, this figure is immaculate. He has a brand new hand piece too, which is kind of like that big left claw hand. And you actually get two of these. There's a spare one included in the set, so it looks really great. I love the level of detail and all of like the ventricles and veins on this one. It just looks incredible. I do wish that we got like the gray version of Vecna at some point as well. That would have been really cool, but this figure does look great. I think in Season 5, he's a little bit more bulky, like in the shoulder area. Would have been nice to maybe get some, like, shoulder armor like we've seen from Ninjago over the years. But overall, I do think this works really well, and I've got no complaints. Just some things that we could upgrade, which is just what I do here on the channel. So stay tuned for those videos coming here soon. Before we go into the house, we have to take a look at some of the side builds, including the mailbox, which of course is pretty integral to Season 5, with Mr. Whatsit saying, you know, not to go into the woods, and that's where the message comes from Max and all that, so that's cool. Then we have this lamppost here, very iconic from the show. It's not, you know, a crazy build, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, but it does add a lot to the build, which is nice. And, of course, we get a bike here. Bikes are central to the plot of Stranger Things. It's how all the, you know, kid characters get around, so it's nice to have this included as well. The kids get around on the bikes, but the teenagers get around in the van and the car, so we'll take a look at those. Steve's BMW is a great build. I absolutely love this one. You got the license plate sticker on the back, with the license plate being the set number for this set. Nice little Easter egg there. And when we open it up, you can see that there's room to fit one minifigure up front and one minifig in the back, and maybe even a little storage room in the back. I do think the car is a little bit on the generic side. I mean, it works, but like I said, it's just a little bit generic. Like, it would have been nice to get, but overall, it works just fine, honestly. The Squawk van is definitely the MVP here. I love the way that the Lego bricks can connect up to the sticker. When you place that sticker, be very careful and very mindful of placing it so that those colors line up. because if they don't line up, I could imagine it would not look very good. That being said, it's a really, really cool one. You got stickers on the front for the license plate, on the back as well, and then 3 along the hood, so it's very sticker heavy. We actually can remove the entire roof segment, and there's room in the back of the van to place minifigs. It's not very accurate to the show, where, of course, in the show we have, like, the tracking equipment for the upside down. Of course, we could actually mod this and add that stuff, and I very well may do that, but it's nice how the center is offset so that we could get 2 minifigs up front, and then we can put the roof back on and it clips just like that. The final thing to talk about is, of course, in the show, we know that they do move the antenna, and the cars are designed that you could move the giant satellite antenna on the top and have it go on Steve's car as well, which is super, super cool. So we'll kind of free roam around the house before we take a look at the inside, and overall, the construction of this house is absolutely amazing. Now, you'll notice that all the windows are boarded up, and the boards are actually very easy to remove. So if you wanted to take those off and display the house just regular without it being boarded up, you certainly could do that. The rose piece in the doorway is absolutely amazing, and of course straight out of the show. And I really can't overstate how amazing this play feature is, watching the entire house come apart, and then the fact that you could just push it back together and it goes back to normal. It's literally unbelievable to me. And the construction of building it, hopefully nothing falls. Ah, man, there we go. You can see how you kind of build the groove track inside, and it all goes back together. I was really nervous tipping it like that, but it did work out great. And then we can flip the house around the back and see a fully detailed dollhouse style build inside as well that looks amazing. So now we'll break it down room by room. I guess one good thing to do before we do that is show how things transform around the back too, which is really neat. So you can see the main transformation, of course, is this little pocket flipping around where we can put Vecna to hide him and have him revealed inside the house. So when you look at it this way, of course, the house is closed up and you can't see Vecna, but then you pull the trees out and Vecna is revealed there. But when we move the house back around to the front, you can see that Vecna is perfectly hidden. You can actually see when we move all the way inside that the grandfather clock is just kind of peeking out through the insides of the windows there. And then, of course, when we open it, the grandfather clock is revealed, but Vecna is only shown around the back, which is quite cool, and you can literally never see him if you just wanted to hide the minifig there. One other thing to talk about are these upside-down stickers here. I love how atmospheric they are, and they're really a great LEGO representation of what we see in the show. Just be careful when you're putting those stickers in there on your model, especially that one in the back. You'll want to make sure it's visible from the outside, so just be thinking like 4D chess while you're doing that, to be thinking 5 steps ahead of how you need to place that so that you can actually see it from the outside when the house is collapsed like this. So on the inside, we actually have this door that can open. It's kind of difficult to open it from the inside, so I push it from the outside to give myself a little bit of room there, but the door can open all the way like this, which is quite cool. And then we have a rotary phone on a little table right there. Works really great for building out some atmosphere. When we move over to the left, we've got this living room here with a newspaper that's the Hawkins Post. Local teens rescue principal from tragic tumble. Spoiler alert. Anyways, looks really great. Love the couch there. Very accurate to the show. And of course, all of this stuff has to be scaled down to fit inside the house and so that the house can look good from the outside. Then when we move over to the dining room here, we have 4 chairs. And this is a pretty violent scene, of course, in the show. It would have been nice if we could have got the radio, even if it was like printed on the wall. Because of course, in the show where Henry Creel kills his family, you know, the dad gets up to mess with the radio that's malfunctioning. So it would have been nice, but overall, like the big hutch in the back, the candles, that little like fruit thing, all of that is super accurate to the show and looks really amazing scaled down to fit inside this set. Moving up a floor, we have Henry Creel's bedroom, where of course he's got a book about spiders on his bed, which is pretty cool. Then there's this chest we can lift up, which has storage inside and a picture of the Mind Flayer with a little figurine up top, which is neat. And on the wall, we've got a little space exploration poster represented with a sticker there. And then we have a little jar that I guess is like to host his spiders and scorpions and all his creepy crawly friends. But overall, it's a really nice little bedroom display. wallet. And for one more hidden Easter egg, when we pull this apart, you can see we've got one more sticker in there, and it's referencing Season 4 in the graveyard, which is really cool. LEGO doesn't really reference graveyards very much, but of course, that's the running up that hill sequence being represented, which is so unbelievably awesome. Then we have Holly's bedroom, where I really love the wall art here. I tried to line it up as best I could, but I didn't do a perfect job. Again, just one of those things to be mindful of as you're building your set, to try and get the wallpaper to line up, maybe even better than I did. But we've got the radio there, we've got the bed. Mr. What's-Its hat is actually supposed to go on the bed, which I find very creepy and unsettling, but that's what the instructions tell you to do. Anyways, we've got the fireplace over here, the bunny book, and some wall art here, so overall the bedroom works really well. Then there's actually two areas of the attic. On this side, this is where Max and Lucas camp out in Season 4. There's even a sticker of the, drawing from Season 4, which is so sad and charming at the same time, but we've got the cassette tape and a lamp up there. And then on this side, we've got where Henry Creel hangs out up in the attic with the spider and all the candles and everything you'd expect to see, and that's the entire set, guys. And here we have the GWP that goes with the set, which is the Squawk radio station, which honestly is a really cool little set. It's another thing kind of like Star Trek and even, Lord of the Rings, where the GWP, I just wish was a set that you could go into stores and buy on its own. It's a really cool little display. We're going to break it down, but we do get Joyce and Hopper, so let's take a look at that. So the Joyce minifig is made using parts we've gotten in other sets, like the torso that's been in Harry Potter sets, the regular Black Widow head, which of course we can flip around with an alternate expression, and hair that's been used on lots of minifigs like Hermione and even the original Joyce Byers minifig from back in 2019. Now, the original Joyce minifig is much better, but the thing to consider, of course, is that, this one came in a set you could buy at retail, and this one is coming in a set that will only be available probably for a few days at most. So I do like that this isn't an exclusive minifig, because kind of like the Star Trek GWP earlier this year and things like that, it's definitely a little bit annoying when there's an exclusive minifig in a set that if you don't get it exactly when it comes out, you're going to have to pay a crazy amount for later on. The same thing is true for Hopper. He uses the torso that was on the Johnny Thunder style character from the Lego City train set recently. And that's really cool. When we lift the hat off, you can see he just uses like the Loki head that's been used on so many figures and that beard, but there's what the torso looks like here. Then of course you put the beard piece on, straighten the head out, and add the hat. So again, Hopper is super generic, especially compared to the original Hopper that was so cool, so accurate. But again, I actually don't really mind it for a set like this, because this is just kind of an added bonus for people buying the set when it first comes out, rather than, waiting, which, if you gotta wait, you gotta wait, it is what it is, but I just love that these figures aren't gonna be kept behind a paywall. That being said, that does bring us into the set itself now, which is a really neat little vignette display. I like this TV we have over in the corner here that has the, play graphic on that sticker. We have some junk just down there in the shelves. We have a transistor specs, which of course we see Joyce reading in the show when she's asking about the flux capacitor. We've got a little table with the phone. There's a remote under there as well as a radio. And we've got the on-air sticker with a little window piece here that is a very interesting sticker there. It seems like something we've been learning a lot about in Stranger Things with portals and things like that. So going to be interesting to see how that plays out. We've got the Squawk sticker on this window here, and then we've got Rockin' Robin's area here, which actually looks a lot like the show. Like, we see Steve changing out these tapes for all of the sound effects and stuff. We've got Rockin' Robin's little table there, and of course the record player and the microphone. I mean, honestly, this is a really, really nice little side build here. Love the sectional couch. It just looks incredibly cool. I'm very, very happy with the final product, and overall, I really, really dig it. It's just a great little GWP. There's nothing exclusive in here aside from the stickers, so if you just wanted to rebuild this and you could live without the stickers, you could just bricklink this for, I would guess probably $20-$30 on Bricklink, and honestly, that might even include the minifigure parts since these pieces aren't exclusive. So overall, it's really nice, and we'll go ahead and round out the review of this portion of the set. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts on this set. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Thank you again to LEGO for sending this my way. Stay tuned for more LEGO Stranger Things videos coming out in the next couple days, and I'll see you guys on the next video.